Where are Tottenham fans with those pieces of news this morning? 08717 223344. Lee, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, lads.
Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning, mate. What's your take on Kane? What's your take on Son?
Okay, Son signing. It's good. It's good. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy. Good player. Harry Kane. Don't blame him. There won't be a single Tottenham fan that will be against Harry Kane for this. I totally understand why he's going. He knows that there's no ambition at Tottenham to win trophies, so he wants to go off and win more trophies like the rest of the top players that have left the club. I know you're good friends with Levy, Jim, and you won't have a bad word against him, but I'm sorry, okay? I don't want any of you lads to make any excuses for him because of COVID or because of the new stadium. We have won one trophy in 20 years, okay? That is no good for us fans, right? Is there anything good for us fans apart from a lovely shiny new stadium? Is there anything good for us fans?
Well, what about Son committing his future till 2025?
No, yeah, Son, brilliant, right? Kane's going because he wants to win trophies because he knows he ain't going to win any at Tottenham, right? Why not, lads? Why not Levy and Joe Lewis, the billionaire, who's got a lovely, beautiful yacht parked up on the Thames, you know, why not add players? Why not add top players with Harry Kane to make us great? Why not that?
Why not indeed? Okay, Lee, look, we'll look for Joe Lewis's boat in the Thames.
Yeah, absolutely. Interestingly, if they were to come back to you guys, 'cause Joe Lewis's money is his own, right? So he can do with it what he wants, and what yachts he owns is entirely up to him. He doesn't have to give every single last dime he's got to Tottenham Hotspur. So if Joe Lewis was to come back to you and say, "I tell you what, we're all in this together. I'm going to put your season ticket prices up by 3 times the value. We're going to buy players with it." How would you feel about that?
What? Even though that they're probably the most expensive in the Premier League?
Irrelevant, because Tottenham Hotspur will lose 50, 60, 70 million pound last year. Yes, they've had good years where they've made 130 million quid, but you want your football club to be profitable. But go back to the question: if they turn around and said to you, to the Tottenham fans, "We'll put your season ticket prices up by 3 times the money, irrespective of how pricey it is now, and we'll take all that money because it's your club too, all that money, and we'll match it ourselves." Do you think you guys would do that? Because you wouldn't. You'd complain about it and say, no, that's our money. Joe Lewis, have got to spend yours.
Simon, or put your hand in your pocket, spend some of them thousands and millions of pounds that you've got in your bank.
Yeah, but that's his money, Lee, isn't it? How would you like it if someone come along and told you to spend your money? I'm giving you an example of how I'll tell you to spend your money. I'm playing devil's advocate. I'll tell you that we're in it together, right? Because it's your club too. It ain't just mine as the owner. It's all our clubs. So I'm going to raise your season ticket prices, and I'm going to take all that money, and I'm going to use it to buy players. You lot, as fans, would kick up rough and say, "Hold on a second, like you've just done. You're a billionaire. Take it out of your pocket."
Yeah, so why is not, Simon? What is his agenda at Tottenham? I'll tell you, I know exactly his agenda, right? His agenda is to have Tottenham just ticking over, to have all us fans keep coming in because we love our club, because they know. As
it's an element that's right, Lee, by the way.
Yeah. Right, we will keep coming back because that's our club. We've only got one club. We don't change clubs. We love our club. We keep coming back because we're loyal, right? They know that, so they're using us. They use us, and they use our love for the club to make themselves.
But that's football, Lee, isn't it? Every football club does that. They rely on the loyalty, serve up crap one week and get you back the next.
Where's their ambition?
Do you know? Can I just say? I think they missed the boat, really. Sliding doors moment. They'd been competitive, top 4 for a good few seasons. The squad was healthy, and they got to the Champions League final against Liverpool. Now, obviously, if they'd won that, they might have been in a different position now. But they lost the final, but they were still in a fantastic position, especially for attracting players. If they'd have speculated then and taken a little bit of risk.
But that's not Daniel. That's Joe.
I know it's not.
That's Joe.
I know.
Right.
I'm not blaming Daniel. Yeah. I'm saying the club or whoever, whether it's Joe or Daniel.
I know what you're saying.
The fact is, they were then in a position to go, this club is moving forward. Yes, we've lost the final, but we can attract some players and go bang. But what they did, obviously, they've spent a fortune on the stadium. But also, then they decided to go and get an elite manager, Mourinho, who's never failed to win a trophy at any club he's been, but didn't give him the tools to do the job. So it was a half-hearted gesture.
Okay.
Why did they not? Once they brought Mourinho in, I thought they were just going to go
kick on.
Boom.
Yeah.
Well, AJ Adams is a Tottenham fan. I'm not going to complain about Kane wanting to win something in his final years as a player. He can go. Simon's a Spurs fan, not you, Simon. This Simon. Simon, good morning.
Hi, you right? Morning.
Good, mate.
Morning.
What do you want to say in this? Son, until 2025. That's good news, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Son, I think, is probably one of the most underrated players in the Premiership. So to keep him in is amazing, and he always delivers But I don't think any Spurs fan, like the previous guy said, I don't think any Spurs fan who genuinely loves the club is going to feel any anger or feel let down by Harry Kane. If anything, I think they're going to feel let down by the club, and the club have really not helped Harry Kane win the trophies that his unquestionable talent deserves. I think Danny touched on it then. There was that moment, the last season at the Lane, where we came second to Chelsea in the league. We went all season unbeaten. We had Dele Alli was at the peak of his powers. Harry Kane was becoming the best striker in the world. We had Eriksen, great defence. That was the time going to Wembley where they didn't need to do loads. They just needed to buy a couple of top quality players. And that's when we could have stayed in that top 2 challenge for trophies.
Which is exactly what you were saying, Danny, yeah.
But they should have won something. I mean, let's have it right. You had a group of players that got you to a Champions League final that stunk out the Champions League final. You finished behind Leicester in a league that you could and should have won, and you lost an FA Cup semi-final. So you can't just sit there and go, well, that's all to do with Daniel Levy and that's all to do with Joe Lewis. That's to do with the players that were good enough to win those competitions that included Harry Kane as well.
Which is why I always talk about clubs progressing rather than basing it on silverware. So if they'd have won that FA Cup 2 or 3 years ago, and it doesn't mean that Tottenham is now in a successful place. The progression under Poch was phenomenal. Yeah. The players were developing, the club was developing, they were becoming more competitive season after season. Champions League season after season, that's progression. But it does get to a point for supporters where they go, okay, progression's fine to a degree, but we want to win something.
But want a bit of both, surely.
You want a bit of both.
They're not mutually exclusive, are they? You can basically win the FA Cup and continue to progress and shut down certain arguments. Well, at least we won. Hold on a second, you lot. We did win the FA Cup. Because the argument is that all the progress and the last 2 years of lack of progress decry everything that went before.
And you're right, Simon, that Champions League final was their moment.
To an extent,
Liverpool were not firing on that day. Tottenham had every chance.
Well, to be honest, that final was ridiculous because it was
ruined by the penalty in the first minute.
It was ruined by the fact it was played 3 weeks after the season finished and the players were flat. You can't create an intense game when you haven't played for 3 weeks. It was bizarre timing of that.
Matt, good morning, Tottenham fan. What's in your mind?
How you doing? Well, firstly, I think it's fantastic news that Sonny's staying and he signed a new contract.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of these Spurs fans that sit there and go, oh, Harry Kane deserves better. Harry Kane, the club have failed you, because I don't think he's turned up at the big games like the rest of the Tottenham team. And he's supposed to be our talisman. He's supposed to pick everybody up by their bootstraps. Yes, I think that we haven't brought in the right quality of players to maybe help him do that. But at the same time, I don't think he's been the outstanding one in things like the Champions League final, in the cup finals that we have had. And I think it's time that he does move on and Spurs can start playing a more team football rather than something that's more centred around him.
I mean, what we say about Harry Kane, Matt, is that he scores in virtually every North London derby. And you'll love that.
North London derbies are great. North London derbies are great, but that doesn't win us a cup at the end of the season if he hasn't performed in the final. For me, it's about the team, and I think that Tottenham for a long time have focused too much around Harry, haven't got him the right support, but at the same time he hasn't done what he should do and what we all expect of him in the big games.
Yeah, okay. Matt, thank you for that. There's Kay coming in with one. Simon Jordan's argument is typical of a rich man with no clue of reality. If a club asked us to pay 3 times more for a striker, I'm sure we'd love to do that, but we can't afford it.
No, it's a very good point. But
Joe Lewis could afford it.
But the same token, it's because someone can afford something doesn't mean they have to give up all their money like a stupid idiot like I did and prepared to back everything. And the football club is regularly being told by its fans, it's our club. And the point was, whether it's twice the money or 1.5 times the money, it is about the fact that football fans, rightly so at times, remind people of whose club it is. Or if you're all in it together, then we'll all put our hands in our pockets together. No, you're a billionaire, you're a multi-millionaire, you do it on your own. It's a flaw. And not everyone's shake man, sir, and not everybody wants to be XYZ person that just is going to continue ploughing money into a football club.
I must admit, Simon, I do find it weird that many Spurs fans are talking about a lack of ambition. I mean, they've got a phenomenal new stadium. Son stays until 2025. Kane might end up staying.
But they'll see what they'll. I'm not speaking for them, but probably sound like I'm going to. They'll see the building of a new stadium as purely about the economics of increased attendances and different revenue spins that will give them more money.
But that's what it is.
But it'll take 4, 5, 6 years for that to land.
But Arsenal used that, didn't they?
Well, they hid behind that. They did.
Yeah, but the club goes onto a different platform.
On what basis? Because it's got a better stadium. So if you've got a crappy team playing in a great stadium, how do they go onto a different platform?
They're not a crappy team.
I didn't say they were, but I'm using an example of a great stadium. Derby built a new stadium. Where they gone? Nearly into League One.
Sunderland.
Sunderland. End of Tim's argument.
Okay, so Son stays and Kane is still there. It's 11:15.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.